Hello guys and welcome to the video. Today we will be looking at the UFC Fight Night event I vs. Calvillo, which will take place at Las Vegas, Nevada. We got an 8-fight fight card. We're gonna start from the first prelim and work our way up to the main event. So with that being said, let's jump right in. In our first bout, we got a matchup in the men's flyweight division. A fight between Ryan Benoit and Tyson Nam. Number 130 ranked bantamweight versus number 29 ranked flyweight. But they're gonna meet at flyweight. Okay, we know Ryan Benoit. He's an explosive fighter. He can wrestle. He can strike. Tyson Nam, he's a brawler. He goes forward. They are both coming off losses. Tyson Nam lost to Kaikara France, and Ryan Benoit lost to Haile Alateng, a split decision. Tyson Nam, 6 years the elder at 36, Ryan Benoit is 30. Tyson Nam will have a slight height advantage. They have similar reach. Looking at their fights, I have to say I'm more impressed with Ryan Benoit. He has more finishing ability. He can finish the fight on the ground. He can finish the fight standing up. He's got quite good power. I haven't really seen that much of Tyson Nam regarding knockouts and finishing ability. So I think one of these guys will try to make a statement, being that they're both coming off losses. I think this fight will be for a spot and their future career in the UFC. And what do I see happen in this fight? I think the fight is going to take place on the feet. I think both are going to come in hard, and I think Ryan Benoit sooner or later is going to catch Tyson Nam. So my prediction is Ryan Benoit to defeat Tyson Nam by third round TKO. Next we are moving on to the women's flyweight division. We got a bout between Ariana, the Violence Queen Lipski versus Luana Dread Carolina. Both Muay Thai fighters. Both quite similar in age, height, and reach. Luana got a little bit of reach on her. Both from Brazil, both coming off wins. Luana has a winning streak going, but I question the competition she's been facing. There's no doubt that UFC has the most talent-rich division, both on the male and female side. And I found that the debut in UFC can either make or break you. Some people shine, while others struggle under the big lights. The advantage this time is maybe that there isn't much audience because of the corona pandemic. So it will be exciting to see. But what do I see happening here? I think this will go to a decision. I think we will see a stand-up fight from both women. I don't think we will see any takedowns, wrestling, jiu-jitsu in this one. Quite similar fighting styles. I think both are going to go for points, for good hits. Maybe try some few knees and elbows. I think Ariana Lipski has faced better competition and has an edge going into this match with her experience fighting in the octagon before. So my prediction for this matchup is Ariana Lipski defeats Luana Carolina by decision. Our next flyweight bout features two men in the flyweight division. We got Jourdain Espinosa versus Mark the Bumblebee de la Rosa, number 15 and number 38 flyweights in the world. Both from United States. Jourdain Espinosa, 5 years the elder. Both have similar height. Jourdain Espinosa has the reach advantage. Both are coming off losses. So I also think this fight is for their future in the UFC. Jourdain Espinosa lost to Alex Perez and Matt Schnell, while Mark De La Rosa lost to Raulian Paiva Kai Kara-France, and Alex Perez. So both have lost to Alex Perez. Mark lost a decision, while Jourdain Espinosa lost to submission. And we all know MMA math don't work really, so we can't assume too much from that. Okay, we got the wrestler in Jourdain Espinosa. So I guess he will be looking for takedowns this fight to control the fight on the ground. Mark De La Rosa is more of a striker, a stand-up fighter, and he definitely wants the fight on his feet. So we got the classic grappler versus striker in this one. I think we will see a fast-paced fight, a lot on the line for both men. Haven't seen both of the men in the octagon. I give the advantage to Mark De La Rosa. I think he's a more complete fighter. He has a very good stand-up. The fight starts on the feet, so I think he will do his best to keep it there. And I haven't really been very impressed with Jourdain Espinosa's takedowns. It seems like he can struggle to find the rhythm in there and have good takedowns and good top control and controlling the guys while they're on the ground. So I'm actually quite impressed by Mark De La Rosa's footwork and counter-striking and yeah, so I think Jourdain will try to go for the takedowns, try to get a hold of him, try to control him, but I think he will struggle along the way. 3 rounds. My prediction for this one is Mark De La Rosa win this fight, the upset. He's the underdog in this one, by unanimous decision. Next up, in the women's bantamweight division, we got a fight between Julia, the Raging Panda, Avila, versus Carol Rosa. Number 16th versus number 21 bantamweight in the world. Both are coming off a win. Both are on a 3-fight win streak. Julia Avila, 7 years the elder, has the experience advantage. Will have a little bit of a reach advantage and height. Both these girls has knocked out their previous opponents and also got a submission in common. So I really don't know a lot about these girls. I'm looking forward to a fight card with some regular names. Both of these girls, this is the second fight for both of these girls. So I thought they were debuting, but no. Second fight. I think this fight will be a stand-up fight, and I think it will go to a decision, being quite similar, both girls. I give the experience advantage to Julia Avila, and I think that will be the one factor that will carry her through this match. I think the fight will start and end on the feet. I think maybe Rosa, being the Brazilian with some jiu-jitsu, will try to take her down in the later rounds, but I think she will get tired, and yeah, I think Julia will outpoint her. So my prediction for this one is Julia Avila wins the fight via unanimous decision. Alright guys, next we are in the women's bantamweight division. We got a bout between the woman from Kazakhstan, Maria Agapova, versus Melissa Gatto from Brazil. Both are coming from wins, both are quite young at 23 and 24. Their stats, similar height. The reach is not available for Melissa. This is both the women's UFC debut. They haven't fought in the organization before. They are coming from different organizations as well. A little bit about Melissa Gatto. She's a jiu-jitsu fighter, grappler. and Maria Agapova is can do it all. She has TKO wins, she got submission wins, she got decisions. So they have quite different games. There isn't a lot of information about the girls from earlier, so I have to just go with my instinct, gut feeling, and what I think will happen here. We can see that Agapova is ranked number 1 in Russia, and Melissa is ranked number 8 in Brazil. She also got 2 draws out of her total of 8 fights. So a quarter of her match is a draw. That's interesting. Looking at their stats, 8-1 versus 6-0-2. So she got 2 draws. That's quite interesting. Being a quarter of her fights is a draw. We know the Eastern Europeans are tough from the Kazakhstan, Russian area, Eastern Europe. So what do I think will happen here? I think obviously Melissa will try to take Maria down and submit her. Do I think it will happen? No. I think the fight will stay standing. I think Maria's a strong fighter. She's ranked number 1 amongst the women in Russia for a reason. I think her aggressiveness, I think she will control the fight, keep it standing, and yeah, maybe finish her in the later rounds. So my prediction is Maria Agapova defeats Melissa Gatto by TKO round 3. Next, we move on to the men's featherweight division, about between Andre Fili versus Charles Air Jourdain. The number 18th ranked featherweight versus number 47 ranked featherweight. Andre Fili is coming off a loss, unanimous decision to Sadiq Youssef, whilst Charles Jourdain actually knocked out Doo Ho Choi with a left cross. So that's an impressive win. Andre Fili, 5 years the elder, he has more experience in the octagon. Looking at their stats, he has quite a reach advantage, 13 centimeters, 5 inches, being a tiny bit taller. Trains at Team Alpha Male. Charles Jourdain, not as famous a gym. I think in general, Andre Fili has faced better competition. He has he's faced Shaman Moraes, Miles Jury, Michael Johnson, Dennis Bermudez, Charles Jourdain, except from Doo Ho Choi and Desmond Green, he hasn't really faced any UFC caliber fighters. So different opposition there. Andre Fili, a good stand-up fighter, technician, good counter-striking, good footwork and movement. Charles Jourdain, haven't really seen all of his game, but he has won a few fights via submission, via choke. He's got a knockout, and yeah, he has won both by unanimous decision, TKOs, submissions, you name it, he has it all. Okay, so what do I think will happen in this fight? I think it will be a brawl. I think it will be an exciting, fan-friendly fight with a lot of action, a lot of striking, less grappling. I don't see either one going for any takedowns, or maybe someone will try a submission attempt in the scramble if they're like clinched up against the cage and someone goes for a takedown. Maybe someone will try to go for a submission, but mostly I think this will be a stand-up fight. And I think Andre Fili, with his technique and experience, can frustrate Charles Jourdain, and yeah, I think he can win a unanimous decision. In our co-main event, we got a fight in the middleweight division. We got Roberson versus Marvin Vettori. Two strikers. Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream, has won 2 in a row over Andrew Sanchez, Cesar Ferreira. Roberson has won against Roman Kopylov and Wellington Turman. Marvin, 26 years old, Carl, 29. Similar in height and reach. I think this will be a boxing match with a little bit of kickboxing. Marvin Vettori is a pressure striker. He goes forward. Carl Roberson, good hands. Both are tough, good chins. We'll keep it going the entire fight, the entire 15 minutes in there. I think this also will be a stand-up fight. I think Marvin will hit Carl more than Carl hits Marvin. So I think he will outstrike Carl Roberson. I think he will dictate the fight. And I think he will win via unanimous decision. In our main event, we got a fight in the women's flyweight division, a bout between Jessica Avila versus Cynthia Calvillo. Number 3 flyweight versus number 16 strawweight. But they're meeting at flyweight in this fight. Okay, looking at their last fight, Cynthia Calvillo had a draw with Marina Rodriguez, while Jessica I won a unanimous decision versus Viviane Araujo, or however it's pronounced. Okay, finally, Jessica Evil Eye has found her stride. She has often been seen on maybe bad decisions, I don't know. A lot of controversial decisions, a lot of close fights. She's been quite unlucky. She's been quite in a lot of tough fights. And she has really hit her prime now. They're similar in age, my age actually, Cynthia Calvillo at 32. And I believe she also has her birthday in July, so that's cool. Sky, 1 year the elder. Team Alpha Male was a strong style fight team. Both these girls are complete fighters, meaning they can fight on the feet or on the ground. They can knock out, submit you, and or hold you down. What do I think will happen here? I think this fight will go to a decision. Both of these girls have a lot of decisions on their record. Split decisions, unanimous decisions, you name it. But I think we will see a little bit of everything in this fight. I think we will see some striking, some grappling, some clinch work. I think we will see it all. I think in this fight card, I think there will be a lot of decisions on the card. There's not a whole lot of knockout artists or submission artists. There's some good stand-up fighters, some good ground fighters, but not really that explosive. Those those experts in that techniques or categories. In this fight, I think based on their last performances and experiences, I believe Jessica I should outpoint Cynthia Calvillo. I think it will be a close fight, but I think Jessica I will win via split decision in a 5-round close fight and a war. Let's see if the guys at Tapology are agreeing with me. No, 55% thinks that Calvillo will win, 45% I. So I guess I'll go for the underdog here. Well, that was this card.